not you guys, but just teaching how to wait. Sometimes, in life we're in a rush, you're in a rush to get a job, you're in a rush to get a husband, you're in a rush to have babies. I'm in a rush to get to my first $1 million, But sometimes, you have to wait. So what she does is she kind of teaches you what to do while you're waiting, things that you can do as far as like, spirituality, praying and stuff like that while you're waiting to get to the next step. So her basic book concept is, showing you what to do while you're waiting on that thing in life. So,
and some experience I went through while I was waiting and I did not want to wait. So God directed it a different way.
Mm-hmm. So just a great book concept. Well, it'll sell. It'll sell your book. People will be interested in it and, things like that. So make sure you do your research.
Another reason why you want to do your research is because you don't want to be writing about, like, okay, so Synovia has these authors, right? And, everybody's under this brand. You don't want to be in direct competition. It goes back to that competition and competitive advantage. And you don't want to write about something that everybody is writing about. Like the how-to is good, but that market is saturated. When you focus on a niche market like he did, he's probably booming because he's in a niche market. There's not that much competition, and it's kind of easy to get in, do what you have to do. You don't have to worry about people questioning you about why you do what you do because this competitor over here is doing that. So you always want to try to do your research so you could figure out, as far as nonfiction goes, you want to make sure you're not competing against people on your same publishing company.
Well, I had two authors, Jackie and Lisa, that were writing.
Jackie, I have to forget names. Some bad
Jackie,
names sometimes.
they both were writing books on how to get a job, right? And Jackie ended up leaving because I picked up another author that was writing a book, different ways to find a job, and that's fine. But I would have been able to market them differently because Jackie's book was Navigating the Career Jungle. So basically, she gave you like a how-to guide and, how to, look for jobs. And whereas Lisa, her thing is, what do you do, when you go to a job interview, what types of stuff to wear. So even though it was the same concept, it was two different,
But I wouldn't want to be with a publishing company that's publishing the same type of book. I mean, I'm keeping it real, so that's why you should do your research, because I wouldn't want to be on the same publishing company that's publishing a life in as many lessons. Wait a minute, hold on now. How are we gonna sell this if you're on? That's me. So competition for me is good. Competition is good because it keeps you. You know what I'm saying? It keeps you on top of your game and it gives you innovative ideas to do what you need to do. But just do your research for that. For fiction, I am going to Chicago at the end of the month because I'm writing this book called Retail Therapy, and I need to the character, she's going to be Daisy Davenport, is going to be based out of Chicago. I've never been there, but I want to feel the city. I want to go to eat. I don't want to eat at any franchise restaurants. I only want to eat the restaurants that were created and born and bred in Chicago. I even want to go by the Steve Harvey. I want to see the skyline. I want to feel the city, and that's my my research. Yeah. So when I write, I'm pulling from those experiences. I can list those particular streets that I was on, and this particular restaurant this guy took me to. So that's my research for fiction.
And then that'll kind of, for the people that live in Chicago, that'll kind of,
resonate with them.
Yeah, they will be authentic.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I've read many books where they're referencing different places in Atlanta that I've been to and close to.
Yeah.
And it's just something about that to feel like, oh, I know exactly what
yes.
And it makes you believe them too
when
you
enjoy the
story.
Exactly.
You enjoy the book. Same book with Savannah. The girl transitioning from Savannah to Atlanta.
Yeah.
I talked about the River Street and Tybee Island, and people, who live in Savannah is like, oh, I remember, being downtown and going to the eyes, So that's the research that you have to do on the fiction side.
Now with nonfiction, you can read books that already exist, articles, blogs, stuff like that, because we'll get into this later, but nonfiction is real. So you want to make sure the information that you are providing, is factual information. Don't be pulling nothing out of your butt trying to tell people.
Because guess what people gonna do? Pull their phone out and Google it.
Yeah.
And then people are gonna, well, that's not true. This is what this, and then this discussion and this debate, it happens because it used to happen on LinkedIn all the time.
Yeah. And then you can also talk to friends, family members, co-workers, brainstorm. So, you're coming up with your book concept and ideas, and you can throw some things out there. Like, we were brainstorming on Shanetta's children's book, and, we turned it into a series, and she threw it out there to a couple of people, and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll add this and add that. And so, sometimes you can help people. Now, don't talk to haters.
Right.
Because they're going to say, I don't know why you're writing a book in the first place, that type of thing. But just do as much research as you can. And then getting started, with writing the book. So, any questions about research? Yeah.
Let's see if there's a step 3, guys.
Okay.
Woo! It's a step 3! The last one, we didn't have a step 3, so that's
We
like
had
a
step
little
4, 5,
insight.
and 6.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so step 3 is category, which is nonfiction or fiction. Breaking it down into which genre you want to be in. Of course, you guys know that nonfiction is facts. It's real. It's you're reading to learn. You're reading to self-help. You're reading to, you know what I'm saying, learn about whatever it is that book is about. I bought this book because when I started working in the insurance field, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to sales. So the owner, her husband, he gifted me with this book, The Greatest Salesman in the World. And this man has sold over millions of this. And is it fictional, non-fiction? This is a non-fiction / fiction book because it talks about Christ, and then it talks about sales, and it talks about purpose. And after I read this book, I'm writing over 50 to 60 policies a month.
Oh, wow.
So books for nonfiction / fiction, they inform. And that's what you want to be able to do. When we created Writing for a Purpose, we created that because we wanted people not to just be like, oh, I got a book and just hand it to somebody. You want to do everything you do with purpose so that the person that you're giving it to is like a gift, So nonfiction is that. Fiction is not real. You read to enjoy, writing to entertain. Everybody knows the difference between.
You can make up stuff. We have she's an author. She's her friend, Renita. She wrote a book called Love in a Body Bag, right? And it was she went there, like she had some killing, like a lot of killing. That's why it's called Love in a Body Bag.
Was true too, though.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
So anyway,
some of the stuff was true, but some of it was fictionalized.
well, I hope she wasn't killing people because
She wasn't killing them.
Okay now. But it was very, very entertaining, so it was one of those stories, like, I really enjoyed reading it, but after I read it, I was like, ooh, Lord Jesus, I need to go to church. Because it was but it was great, like, she took it there. What they call street?
That genre is
urban
urban literature, street literature. It's gutter, hood, ghetto. It was good.
That's one of my guilty pleasures, as they say.
Really? You should get that back. You should get that book.
Love in a Body Bag. I wrote it down.
Yeah. So with nonfiction, she talked about earlier a niche, and his business is like a niche market. A niche is a place suitable for, appropriate for a personal thing, whatever it is. A niche is basically finding your own little thing in that industry, in that area. So if you wanted to write, like she's writing a children's book, but she's writing a children's book about kids with, who look different, right? So that's kind of, it's different because it's not just a traditional, story about, y'all got some babies, what children's books are?
Story about not going with strangers, not
not lying.
So hers would feed into more so, like I said, looking different, but like bullying. So it's like a lot of bullying going on.
Right.
So that's a really, niche market that a lot of people haven't tapped into because a lot of kids don't know how to deal with bullying. So when you're writing a nonfiction book, like Tawana said, you don't just want to write a children's book. You want to make sure it has, you know, its own little room in the market. If you're writing something about, so I also have a book series. It's called the A to Z of, it's called A to Z book series, and I have the A to Z of inspirational marketing, I have the A to Z of success, I have the A to Z of leadership, money management. So I have a professional development portion, and then I have a personal development portion. And because there's so many, you know, money management books out there, there's so many success books out there, I turned it into a series so you can get like 5 books, you know, within one. So that's kind of how I, you know, got my niche into it. Instead of you just getting one little book, you know, you get all these books, and they're all 50 pages. You can read them in less than an hour. So the thing about my books, what make my money management book so great is it's not going to take you 2 months to read it. You're not going to get half the way through it. You can read it, you know,
When you're
from
sitting
now.
at the doctor's office,
Yeah.
waiting to call
So
back.
even though it's just another money management book, my niche is the fact that it's only 50 pages. You can read it in an hour.
Your niche is also, you're going from A to Z.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And A to Z.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So now, there are things that could be too small of a niche. Ancestor biographies, family stories.
Nobody
Now,
wants that.
that's not true.
Unless you're Prince.
Yeah.
Or Michael Jackson.
If you're
You know
Prince
those-
or Michael Jackson and you have like this really, you know, amazing story to tell, then somebody might be interested in what's going on within your family. However, if you and your cousin not really getting along and you just want to write a story, that's cool. Only people that really might be interested is your other cousin.
Hey, Zenobia, but the 12 Tribes of Hattie was a national